Hello everybody, I am Tanya Bro. Welcome to my channel over here on YouTube. And today I'm going to explain you how am I working on the following track. Let's go by sections. You can see right here that I have selected different parts of the song and I label them. This is an unusual way of labeling. Usually I have verse, pre-chorus, chorus, etc. But now it was a track that I start constructed, and I just like to be adding section by section. I end up having this, and this is just a way to start the song. Eventually, you can rearrange and add extra. For instance, section A can be longer than this. Just 4 bars. So if you notice, I divide the song in 4 bars, so you can adjust that. But this is just an idea on how we can start constructing our songs in small shorts of sections and then eventually build on it. So let me go and start with the first part. Okay, so that's the beginning, and let me come over here. So you can see my BPM is 125. That's why you hear the sound dun, 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 because it's just the pattern that I choose and the BPM matches that. Now, right here, what you're hearing is basically, over here I only have a kick. So I have 4 in the floor for the kick. And I have the same thing over here, just building a little bit. Like I start only with a kick, and then right on this section I change the pattern just a little bit. I took and only put kick 1 and 3, and then snare 2 and 4. So I basically, anytime I'm doing rhythm, I think about a bar. So from 5 to 6, if you notice, this is my main beat, and then I just copy towards the next bars. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. So we have 16 squares, right? So I have 1 beat here, and then 2 and 4 snare, and then on the 3 and the 1 I have the kick, and then I have 8 of the shakers. Instead of using, in this case, let's say hi-hats, I decide to go for the shaker. So I think it just makes it a little bit slightly different. And he's going to part. Okay, so so anytime you're doing your drums, just basically choose based on what the song is about, and it's just basically playing around. In this case, to do my drums, I use Drum Machine Designer. And when you come over here in each one of these instruments, what I like about Drum Machine in Logic is that you can adjust the pitch or anything related to the sound structure of whatever drum instrument you're using in simple clicks, instead of doing any other, like adding plugins, etc. Now you can see a bunch of plugins right here, my chain, but this one just comes automatically whenever you're using your drum machine. This one is something that Logic already does for you. You can always come and change, but it's already given to you. Now on the piano, this is the structure that I have. This is my basic rhythm, and then I copy paste. So I have basically the same chord right here. So I have do, mi, sol, and then I have the 7th. So I have a 7th chord in here, and C major 7, and then instead of having one whole note in one bar, I just divide and did this rhythm, which I like it. And that's something you can do with your rhythms. Basically, let's say you have something like this, and then you start breaking around until you find something that you like. You can do it with a pencil, or you can also do it with the keyboards, depending on your level of skills playing on the keyboard. And when I come right here, I'm using also something that is called freeze, and you can find it over here in the header components. Freeze. And the reason I use freeze is because I have a bunch of MIDI plugins, and whenever you start adding a lot of layers, then eventually your computer may overload and you might need to save some space. So that's why I do use freeze. It's a little bit not too fun to start taking away and then adding the freeze, but it's just a way of getting the track done. So you notice I just basically, these ones on the bottom is the same thing, the same structure that I have in here. I just copy paste and add a couple layers so that the piano and the drums don't feel empty. So if I start adding more, so basically whenever you are adding layers, you are filling more the space of your track instead of being just one single sound. Then you add extra, like this one that is very atmospheric, and then you just fill up the space and feels more fun. Now for this one, I'm using Nexus. Nexus is one of my favorite plugins to use. I can find a lot of sounds. It's just basically library sounds. And it's widely used in ADM by many producers. Then I go into the next section that you already heard about it. And I have a bunch of guitars. And many of these guitars, I use it from Contact. This is one. And then I just basically stack a bunch of different guitars. And I did make sure that I pan left, right to just once again make the sound more stereo instead of being like everything right here. I just open the sound. And so let me show you what I have for now. Right here, I changed the chord and I changed the rhythm. That way it's not the same every that rhythm through all the song. You just keep changing to add to be more dynamic. In this case, I have a G, B, and D. So it's basically a G chord right here, and then I changed this one right here to be another chord. Okay. And then on this one, so I have the same guitars, you just change the rhythm a little bit. And this one, I think that makes the sound, that sound. For that one, it has to be a little bit more melodic. That way it doesn't sound like only playing chords. Just add a little bit of chords, and then eventually something like a lead melody. In this case, this is not like a complete melody, but add some texture a little bit different compared to what I was doing with the chords. And then whenever we come over here on the next section, I have following. And for this section, basically I changed the rhythm a little bit. The same thing I had, except that I have a hi-hat open right here and hi-hats. And just adding hi-hats and a little bit faster hi-hats and 16ths makes it the rhythm to kind of like build. And right here I have a bass right here. Basically I took you can see I have the whole chord. I just mute it, come over here with and use these two, mute two. And so if I select it, you see the chord comes back, so I just mute it. Okay, that way I only use the bottom part, so that way I can get that low to be part of the bass. Okay, and I don't have to worry about finding a rhythm for the bass. I just took that way it can feel like the bass is playing the same thing that the keyboards are doing. And then right here I just add extra layers whenever we come to the next section. Let's go into section D. Okay, in this section the most interesting thing is obviously that I took no drums at this part, and then on the second time around I add drums. Now anytime we have a bunch of instruments, something else, a technique that you can use is take some parts out and then bring it back again. That way it feels in that specific moment that the song has changed, the structure has changed, because something is basically not there, and just substitute that sound with anything else to fill up that space. So I use acoustic guitars, and then I put some electric on them as well. So I have the chord that I had at the beginning, my C chord, and then I come and put concat. In this case I have this electric guitar, same chord but just a little bit different the sound, and then I had some melody with another guitar. That way it feels like something different. And when you combine that with so you have basically you power chord, let's say that strong chord on the bottom, very heavy part, very low. Then I put the guitar on top of that, a very thin guitar. The pitch is higher. That way it's like you have one guitar over here playing, and then you have the other one, so both of them have space to come into the song. So anytime you're adding layers, that's another technique you can think about, finding sounds that don't either match each other or are different from each other. You have one very heavy low, and then you have something in the middle, or the sound is, the pitch of the sound is higher. That way just brings a different sonic into the sound. And then this is the last part. I have some right here. That's it's basically similar chord It's just changed a little bit. Then so this is more like a solo for the electric, and then you can see I leave a little bit this to let me show you how it sounds. So I like the effect, and this guitar has a lot of reverb on it. And then right on top we have the chord. Okay, well, I hope you like this video, find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. See you next time. Bye bye.